Welcome to your weekly energy download. I'm here to help you understand the collective energy that's moving through all of us right now. Think of it like emotional weather that we can all feel. When we name it and understand it, we can work with it instead of against it. We're going to look at what energy we just moved through, what's showing up now as our invitation to grow, and how you can use this information to navigate your week with more flow and less resistance. Let's dive in. This is your opportunity to grab your chart, scan the QR code. It will bring you to a page that looks something like this. Welcome back to yourself. You're going to want to enter your name and birth date details, time of birth, all of that goodness. And then you're going to want to enter the transit details of where you are. So, place, transit date, time. From there, you will be brought to a screen that brings you your transit overlay, which gives you insight into your chart, the gifts, the strengths that your soul chose in this lifetime. And you'll also see this pink overlay. So anything is blue is infinitely you. Anything in that pink, purplish color, this is going to be something that's activated by the planets moving and shaking and shifting around up there and activating different access to different gifts for periods of time. Sometimes it's a couple of days, sometimes it's like 6 days, sometimes it's over a year. It all depends on what planet is moving. The important piece is knowing that you have access to this energy because if you don't, a lot of people live in the shadow, in the reaction to it, instead of living in the gift of this energy, which is why we talk about it. Speaking of which, we had a lot of energy moving. So I am going to be doing one of those reports where we're talking about 3 different sets of energy at once. We're recapping where we were. We're talking about the energy that we didn't have a chance to talk about. And then we're landing with where we are now. So the energy that we last talked about was gate 40 in our sun and gate 37 in our earth. We briefly touched on this energy last week because we were on the last days. So, just to give it a fuller, also a refresh here, Gate 40 carried the theme of provision and rest. This kind of provider energy that can give so much, also recognizing the importance of time alone to replenish. The Gate 37 brought this warmth of family and community. It was all about harmony, agreements, and emotional connection. That 37 lives in the emotional solar plexus. Together, this was a cycle about service and belonging. Many of you may have felt stretched between giving to others and protecting your own energy. Some may have noticed these unspoken expectations surfacing in relationships, things that needed clarity or balance. The reflection question that I want to leave you guys with is, where did I feel the pull between giving and resting? And what did it reveal about my needs in relationships? Energy we just moved out of. So this is going to be a quick little recap. We did just leave this energy in our sun and earth. I do want to highlight here that it is the 64, which is the gate of confusion, is still hanging out in our Mercury. So it's still being communicated right now, even if it's not the conscious sun like driving force. So after the 37, we entered into a mental pressure cycle that only just ended yesterday. Both of these gates, the 64 and the 63, are in the head center, which is a pressure center. Gate 64 is the energy of confusion and imagination. The abstract mind flooded with images, memories, and possibilities. In the shadow, it's overwhelming. Your mind is being flooded with all of these things, trying to make sense of it. And the gift, it's creative, visual, and this endless imagination. The 63 energy is the energy of doubt and logical inquiry. It's this drive to test, to question, and to analyze. In the shadow, it becomes cynicism or suspicion. In the gift, it becomes clarity and meaningful questioning. Together, both of them asked us to really sit down with the unknown without rushing to any conclusions, right? That's pressure center, both of them, pressure to think. Many of us likely felt that pressure, overthinking, second guessing, struggling with confusion. But the hidden gift was in letting imagination and inquiry sharpen each other instead of overwhelm us. So, the question that I really want to leave you with this energy that we just left, where did confusion or doubt push me to see things from a new perspective? Now, the energy that we are currently in. This is fresh energy. Memory serves, we entered into it yesterday. So, these are all going to be tips for working with this energy while still honoring what we just left because integration is important. So, our current transit has 47 on our sun and gate 22 on our earth. We're entering in an energy that's deeply emotional, deeply human, and incredibly transformative. The 47 is known as the gate of realization. This is the gate also of transmutation, taking mental pressure and confusion and finding meaning in it. Gate 47 is often called, especially in traditional human design, the gate of oppression in the shadow because it can feel heavy, like life is pressing down. But its true gift, again, is this transmutation, turning lived experience into wisdom, insight, and breakthroughs. Where this shows up in life is feeling that weight that I was talking about, feeling weighed down by mental pressure, like you should have figured it out, right? Quote unquote. Old memories resurfacing, asking to be reframed or integrated. This is a beautiful time for integration. It also shows up as breakthrough moments of realization after periods of confusion. I'm really starting to hear the community that we've been, I'm really starting to hear the breakthrough moments and the clarity that we're feeling as we have navigated these past transits of confusion. In the shadow of this 47, it's oppression. It's getting stuck in those mental loops, feeling trapped by your circumstances. And the gift is transmutation. So, restructuring those thoughts, finding clarity and meaning in life's challenges. The reflection questions for gate 47 are going to be, where have I been carrying mental weight that's ready to be reframed? What past experiences might hold hidden wisdom for me now? And how can I give myself permission to wait for clarity instead of forcing it? That, going back here, the 47 is the other side of the 64. So this channel is being activated right now. So it's going to be really important to still be aware of that pressure so that we don't force the clarity. Gate 22 in our earth. And this is known as the gate of grace. This is a gate of emotional openness. It lives in the solar plexus. It's about being attuned to others, knowing when to speak, and embodying presence with elegance. Gate 22 lives in the solar plexus, so it does move in waves. Your mood shapes how and when your grace flows. Where this is going to show up in life is feeling that pressure to be on socially, but needing to honor your mood first. experiencing moments of deep charm, charisma, and grace when it's in the right space. And this might also show up as struggling with reactivity if you're not grounded in that emotional wave. So if you have an open solar plexus and feeling like the pressure of this might be where this shows up. In the shadow, so let's talk about that. In the shadow, it's the shadow of dishonor. And I love this because this pulls in Gene Keys. And I love what Richard Rudd says about dishonor. He says we dishonor ourselves by making ourselves the victim. And to further that, it looks like repressing your true feelings and showing a false front. Or it might look like overreacting emotionally in destructive ways, especially if you're not grounded in that wave and you're just kind of, in that reactivity. And the gift of this 22 is graciousness. It's that authentic emotional presence that uplifts others and builds connection. The reflection questions for gate 22 are going to be, where have I been hiding my true feelings behind a mask of togetherness? How can I honor my emotional wave instead of fighting it? And what would it look like to embody grace, even in difficult conversations? What's going to help this transit? Pausing for integration. Wisdom, as we know, comes after reflection, not during pressure, not in the thick of it. Letting emotions move is also going to help during this transit, honoring the wave, not forcing that clarity. Reframing the past is going to help. So, seeing those stories as sources of strength. Speaking with grace, words land best when they're timed with presence. And lastly, gentle self-compassion, holding space for that heaviness without judgment. It's key. What might trip you up? Mental loops. Getting stuck in those what ifs and should haves. We don't like those here. Let those go. Emotional reactivity. So speaking or acting before riding out your wave. And for those of you, I just want to clarify this real quick because not everyone has the emotional wave. Even if you are having some access to this 22, but your solar plexus is still undefined, the tip that I give, even to people who have their solar plexus defined, when they're not necessarily understanding the up and down of the wave or tracking it or things like that, I always use the terms expansion and contraction. If I'm feeling small in my body, that means it's a no-go. If I'm feeling any sort of pressure, any sort of tightening in my chest, any sort of those like tingly feelings of like, oh, should I, like all of that, that says to me and my body as a no. When I know something is a yes and it's meant for me to act on it, it feels expansive. It feels light. I don't feel any pressure in my head. It feels like I'm being pulled by my heart. Like it's like this thing outside of me that's inside of me. It's weird to explain as an emotional authority, but it feels expansive. So really not succumbing to that emotional reactivity during this transit is going to be helpful. Also, what might trip you up this week? Performing grace. So faking it to appear fine instead of being real. Realness is what, especially after we went through the 59 transit, all about transparency, realness is what is needed and it's what's healthy for us. Carrying the past as weight is going to trip you up. So forgetting that meaning can only emerge when you release the blame. And lastly, what might trip you up is judging your timing. thinking that you should have had it all figured out right now or by now. We don't need that energy. This week's energy is like alchemy. Gate 47 brings the heaviness, the stories, the confusion, and asks if you'll stay long enough to let them transform. Gate 22 brings the grace to hold yourself and others with compassion as that process unfolds. Your invitation is not to fix everything. It's to notice the weight you carry, to honor the emotions that rise, and to trust that the meaning will reveal itself in time. The challenge this week is to let old stories soften into wisdom instead of staying wounds, to let your emotions teach you timing instead of dictating your worth, and to let grace guide your presence, even when words are few. You, my love, are in a beautiful space of unlearning. Each piece you let go of, each false story you unlearn is making more room for you. And grace is already waiting on the other side. Also waiting for you this week. We have Heart Seat Coaching coming up tomorrow. Yes, it's Tuesday. Tomorrow, September 10th, Wednesday at 7 p.m. This is an Awaken members exclusive benefit. We talk about business. We talk about our family dynamics. We talk about past lives from time to time. We talk about integration. This is a space that does not have an agenda. You show up with whatever you're going through, and we build the agenda and work through it together. Right after that, at 8 p.m., the first fireside chat is happening. This one is themed self-trust in the messy middle, and the universe has been giving me so much, so many stories, so many little nuggets to help me bring this to life. So I'm really excited for this. It's going to be interactive. So I'm asking you to bring things. I'm going to be teaching a little bit, and then we're just going to hold space together. So I'm really excited for this. Alignment Lounge networking is the next day. So there's plenty of opportunities to connect. September 11th at 4 p.m., we have our Alignment Lounge. And this is a space where we come, we connect, we get to know each other a little bit better so that we can refer to one another, so that we can know what's going on with one another and really build that sense of community. The Root Center Deep Dive is next week on September 17th. We talked a little bit today about how the head center is a pressure center. It's a pressure to think. It's a pressure to figure things out. The root center, as above, so below, is also a pressure center. It's a pressure to do. It's a pressure to move. It's pressure outside of you, especially if it's undefined, that is trying to get you to do things out of alignment. So we're going to talk about some strategies for how to not let the pressure make you move. We want you moving in alignment, not in force. Friday, we have in-person networking coming up. There are a few slots left. The location has changed from Largo to College Park, because my office is in College Park and people wanted to see my office who are coming. So, of course, come see the office, come co-work. I'm excited to see you there September 12th from 1 to 4. And the last opportunity that I want to tell you about is Wake Up Your Magic. It is a 1-day retreat. I'm calling it an atelier for the soul. We are artists. Whether you define yourself as an artist or not, we are creators of our own destiny. We are creators of our own circumstance. And this retreat is designed to help you learn your magic and bring that magic into what you're doing in the world. Whether you own your own business, whether you're a professional working in corporate, you have magic that wants to come out. And I want to aid you in bringing that to life and shedding those old stories and unlearning those false narratives of who you think you should be so that you can just be, what did I say was important? Real. Be the real you. I'm excited to see you there. It's Friday, October 24th, and it's a whole day. We're going to go from 10 to 4, and there'll be an hour break, and that's also happening in College Park, Maryland. So scan the QR code, get details. I hope to see you there. There are 12 seats, and 2 of them have already been claimed. Some of these events that I've been talking about are included in the Limitless University membership, whether you are Ember, Awaken, or Spark. If you are ready for that next level of support, I'm here for you. Let's have a quick chat. It takes about 15 minutes and we will see. Where is it that you need to be to get the support you need to fulfill your purpose in this lifetime? Every Tuesday morning, we gather live in Limitless University for what I call our weekly energy alignment. We start by celebrating wins because your victories matter and deserve to be witnessed. Then we dive into the week's collective energy together, and we close in gratitude, setting the foundation for a week of flow and alignment. The transit report you just heard is one piece of our hour-long gathering. And there's something really special about experiencing this energy work in real time with other humans who get it. You can join us at diamonddripconsulting.com, and you can also find that link in the show notes.